then all of our lives would be a lot easier. So we're evolving and we're getting there, and Rome wasn't built in a day. Bahrain certainly wasn't built in a day. But you have to grab every little piece of progress that you get. You have to be positive about the market and positive about everyone's endeavours to come together and do what we're all trying to do together. We'll get there. We will get there. But we all need to pull together to do it. And from the legal side, we need to keep pushing to make sure that we get the legislation that we need. So whether it's LEED standards, green building regulations like they have in Dubai, Qatar. The Omanis have been driving it for 40 years. They've been leaders on major project infrastructure, health and safety and sustainability. And we will get those things and they will come to us. We just have to keep pushing. We have to show how important they are. We have to show how integral they are to our projects. We have to show that they make for more successful projects where we have highly developed young people working on very specialised areas of construction, being supported by what they need at the senior end as well. So the enforceability side then will come from that, because when people don't play by the rules, there are consequences. So yeah, we're in a period of involvement here, and I certainly think in 10 years' time, 2027 in Bahrain, we'll almost be ready to hit the 2030 vision deadline. There's going to be huge changes, and I think the legislative side will play a very large part in that to come.
Well, I think it's obviously difficult to predict where we'll be, but in terms of my life and my business, the word coordination always comes into play. And are we outsmarting ourselves with technology? Because as one piece of technology comes good, it'll be outdated by another piece of technology. So in terms of where we'll be, I can't say that I really know, but there'll be lots of changes. Ghassan and I visited a school recently to talk about technology training for children. And I think, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, did you say that 60% of the jobs when these kids come out of school will be new and not even here now in the marketplace? So I think that's something to consider for 10 years' time.
Okay. Maybe.
I don't know where we'll be in 10 years' time. But I think, and just to link it back to my area of work, global trade will play an incredibly important part in shaping where we are.
Well, back to the question of 10 years, I think that's probably applicable in other areas, but not technology. No one can possibly tell you where some of the technologies will be in 3 years' time, not in 2 years' time. I mean, Apple come up with iPhone X. They don't know what's the next generation. They're working on it, so nobody can predict that. The key here is the innovation, is coming up with ideas. Now, the cost of technology is reducing. It's not like olden days. You don't buy a TV to last you for 7-8 years. You buy a TV, now you go to Sharaf DJ, you pay, 50-inch screen, maybe over 100 dinar. So you calculate and say, well, if I throw it out in 2 years' time, a newer TV comes, that's fine. But you don't pay for technology that, huge cost that you used to pay in the older days. That's why, the technology companies, for instance, out of the top 10 US companies, 7 of them are in technology. It's Google's and Amazon. It's all because of the innovation, and this is where we're going to see. Thank you.
Me personally, I take a more pessimistic view in 10 years' time. I think there's some major challenges out there, and the trends that we're seeing at the moment in mass migration and people moving or trying to move from areas of shortage, food shortage, work shortage, economic deprivation to areas which are looking better, I think provides a massive challenge for us. And I think all the things we've talked about today around technology just actually make the divide seem so much greater and make the appeal of moving so much greater as well. And I think governments have got a massive job to try and deal with that, to try and make sure that rather than trying to assimilate new people into new cultures, it's trying and find ways of making sure people stay where they are and at home and develop those particular economies so that, there's a better fair share. And I think if my fear is in 10 years' time we'll have massive problems. I mean, what was happened 2-3 years ago as people migrate to Europe, I think is just nothing compared to what the potential is. And I think people will be very careful that we don't think that the 100 dinar television that you can throw away after 2 years is a solution to a problem, because actually that's part of the problem, I think, because our attitudes have changed. So, I think there's some real issues there, and I think we're on a fine balance between catastrophe and looking to a golden age, and I don't know whether there's enough time to resolve it, frankly. Anyway, I think we have overshot a little bit. I know the management of the hotel is pretty keen to start converting this room for dinner tonight. Can I thank our panel very much indeed. Paula, Chris, Amelia and Dr. Jazim. We thank your panel for their sterling efforts this afternoon. Can I also thank you being very brave and managing to stick out the whole day. I know it's been a tough day, but we have a dinner tonight at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, please. It's in this room, and there will be Professor Riyad Hamza who's joining us from University of Bahrain, the President of University of Bahrain. So please, panelists, you're all invited. I hope you'll make it tonight at 8 o'clock. It's going to be a fantastic dinner.
It will be, Ghassan, because you're organising it. Thank you very much indeed.
our gallery with confidence. We wanted you to taste the Bahraini food. That's why we delayed them, so you feel more hungry now. Of course, we're delighted we have His Excellency the British Ambassador, his wife with us tonight as well, Professor Wahid, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, and our distinguished guests and speakers. Tomorrow morning, of course, we have the session opening keynote speeches with Dr. Roy Blatchford and Professor Mustafa Shah, 9 o'clock, please, to remind everybody. I'm sure you'll enjoy their presentations. But tonight we have a distinguished speaker, Professor Riyad Hamza, President of the University of Bahrain and former Secretary General of the Higher Education Council. So I'm sure you will enjoy listening to him. He will talk for about 10-15 minutes, and I'm sure you'll enjoy every single minute. Professor Riyad Hamza, welcome.
I'm sure you can't wait to hear one more speech, right? just before dinner. Good evening, distinguished guests, colleagues, friends. Special welcome to the faculty from London South Bank University and to all our overseas visitors. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the Kingdom of Bahrain. I'm delighted for the opportunity to speak to you all tonight, especially after such a wonderful day of this conference on sustainable futures. As we have heard today, sustainability focuses on a balance between society, economy, and environment for current, future, national, regional, and global issues. The Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, defines sustainability as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. In other words, sustainability attempts to balance the needs of people today with the future needs of our children and the natural systems that sustain all life. With this in mind, it is only by the collective and relentless efforts of all that we will ensure the future generations will have the resources they need to both survive and thrive. This future can be achieved only by a new global focus on community engagement and inclusion, environmental responsibility, and ethical business, otherwise known as people, planet, profit. As people involved in education, either as teachers, researchers, or policymakers, we have a crucial role in ensuring that society is equipped to confront the challenges of tomorrow. When considering the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the crucial thread is that of education, and this is magnified when we consider the local challenges that we face. The pressure of economic growth against failing oil prices means that our economies need to be more dynamic, agile, and productive than ever before. Yet we face dwindling natural resources, stretched public funding, and increasing populations. An increasing shift to cities and towns are putting excess strain on infrastructure and creating crowded, overcrowded, and unhealthy living conditions in many Arab cities. These issues are compounded by the environmental challenges that we currently face. Water security, food security, and renewable energy are the Universities of Bahrain's research priority for a reason. The Arab world currently faces significant environmental issues: water shortages, drought in some areas, air pollution, climate change, rising energy consumption, and water pollution caused also by increased use of fertilizers and pesticides finding their way into our water. So while sustainability concerns are present and real, it is through education in its broadest sense that is a vital part of our efforts to create new relationships among people and communities, to foster a greater respect for the environment, to develop skilled and productive young people, and finally to find solutions through collaborative research and innovation. Therefore, in order to meet these real issues, universities, particularly in the region, must re-examine what they do and how they currently contribute to a sustainable future. Economic growth and employment is a key area for the Arab world. Having a skilled human capital is crucial to job creation, economic development, and reducing levels of poverty. However, education must look wider than formal education. Universities in particular must look at non-formal and informal ways of learning. University must play an active role in the continuous professional development and technical development of internal staff, industry, and wider society. University must also be more active in promoting well-being. Our aim must be to produce graduates that have good health in addition to knowledge and skills. Community engagement is a key pillar of sustainable futures. Bahrain is already moving ahead at pace with supporting the entrepreneurship agenda. Many students, graduates, and parts of society have the potential to grow businesses and contribute to society through social entrepreneurship. Yet, the higher education sector must respond to this and play an active role in supporting startups to develop incubators that add value to and to provide services to startups and those with ideas. University must provide a platform within campuses to allow students, academics, and industry to come together, collaborate, and solve problems. I'm delighted that in early 2018, the University of Bahrain will relaunch its legal clinic that will provide free legal advice to all parts of society, including supporting people in setting up companies and intellectual property law. Considering the regional environmental issues we face, it is a constant source of frustration that too many universities in the region fail to comply with all international and environmental requirements. Most universities that I have encountered regionally do not have an environmental policy which lay out the values and standards in our day-to-day operations. Collectively, we must do more to reduce our carbon footprint by moderating our carbon emissions and energy consumption, controlling our waste generated, smarter use of air conditioning, promoting recycling as good practice, and introducing transport regulations on students and faculty car usage. Perhaps, however, it is technology that can offer the greatest opportunity for innovation and the potential to address many of our regional challenges. Large investments in innovation, including in Bahrain with the cloud technology, are testament to the growing importance of innovation on the business and the national agendas of countries. As we enter the fourth industrial revolution, led by breakthroughs such as the Internet of Things, cloud, blockchain, robotics, 4D printing, virtual reality, and big data offers an exponential growth ecosystem of globally connected devices and insight that offers major opportunities for global collaboration and innovation. The impact of technology is widespread across business and public services in Bahrain. Already we can see the impact in healthcare and improved medical treatment. Wearable devices such as monitors for heart and diabetes now mean that patients can access treatments from home rather than being hospitalized. Smart monitoring allows devices to keep an early alert system for chronic and prevalent regional diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and cardiac problems. As Bahrain population increases, we see already how technology is being used in the development of smart towns, with energy-efficient housing and roads designed to minimize the traffic congestion by interconnected traffic signals. Innovation driven by technology can help the region address many of the sustainability challenges that we currently face. It can enable countries to ensure infrastructure meet the demands of society and consumer. It will tighten standards of consumption, especially energy. It can help in making it easier to set up businesses and to develop incubators and startups. Already Bahrain is the region's first cloud-based accelerator. University must not only embrace technology but also use it effectively to help create innovative solutions that will help to solve many of our sustainability issues. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank and congratulate Professor Wahid Al-Haja and Professor Hassan Awad and the College of Applied and the University of Applied Sciences for organizing such a wonderful and remarkable conference and to help to shine a light on sustainability issues through international dialogue. It is only by bringing experts from around the world we are able to solve the global problems through collaboration and partnership. Thank you very much.